Hey guys, what's up? This is Damn Dude Industries, and I'm here to give you a non-spoiler review for Cult of Chucky. Roll some things down. I'm probably not going to hit every single mark, but I'm going to hit the most important ones about this film and why it honestly is the best one. Guys, before I even start this, pre-order this movie. Buy it. Support it. This is honestly an amazing film. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's so different that it doesn't even necessarily feel like a Chucky film. It feels like a reinvention of a Chucky film. It's like a reboot, but it's not. It's really weird. But so we're gonna kind of so my first thing is buy this movie. Support it. Buy the DVD for the extras. If you've always seen the film, buy the DVD just for the extras or for your collection. You know, find out how they did this in this movie. Find out, you know, some interviews, you know, on the Blu-ray there's probably going to be, you know, like how they did this, how they did that. I'm definitely going to buy it for that because I want to know. This film is very confusing at some points. Even me and some other Chucky YouTubers, we kind of talked last night. It's like 7 a.m. I haven't slept. About like 5 hours ago, we had a little Skype call and we were just kind of like talking about. This was before I watched it. Even after watching some parts of the confusing parts a second time, it's still kind of just like you don't really get it. There are some things in this film that at first they will be confusing to you, but when you watch the end or towards the middle or, you know, towards the end, a lot more things will make sense. Andy does a few things in this film that at first you're just like, well, why is he doing that? And then, you know, towards the end, he actually did it for a very good reason. And I was even like, I didn't expect that. There's a lot of unexpected things in this film. There's a lot of things in this movie that you will like, that's going to happen. That's going to happen, and it doesn't. And it completely catches you off guard. And there's only like one or two things that are kind of like, you know, why is this happening? This shouldn't be happening, or what was that? Like, some things in this film, you know, my friend said it's kind of like The Shining. I've never seen The Shining, but it's just very, you know, it's trippy. Probably the best part about this film is the different Chucky dolls. Right off the bat in the film, you find out what happened to Chucky at the end of the Curse. Did he die? Did Andy shoot his head off? You know, you find out what happened. In the multiple Chucky dolls, what's really interesting, and I don't really think this is a spoiler, but when they all come together and they're all talking to each other, is what's really crazy about this film, is when all the Chuckies come together and interact. It's really, really interesting, and it's funny, and it's like, it's unexpected. Whoa. It's so much glory in one scene that it kind of overwhelms you. I just had my jaw dropped. I was just like, bro, these guys are crazy. Like, I honestly just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's one of those things in cinema history where you go, wow, they really did that. You know what I mean? And with the budget that they probably had, I couldn't believe some of the stuff they pulled off in this film. It was honestly amazing. Madeline. The whole thing about Chucky, like, sucking on a nipple and kind of her always carrying him around, there was a really good reason why she did it. You know, her whole story is just kind of messed up, and Chucky just kind of, in a way, helped her. For the first time, Chucky actually did something nice. Andy is grown up in this film. Well, you already know that. But what I mean is, the things that he does in this film are very... Well, it's not really a spoiler, but he's like smoking a joint, and it's just kind of like, wow, that's Andy. It's like, that's that little boy. The music in this film, I want to say, is not as good as Curse. There's one soundtrack in this movie that I was just kind of, you know, bobbing my head to, but I'll have to listen to the soundtrack when it comes out, but to me it just didn't really seem any better than than Curse. It's really weird because in this film it kind of seems like everything is so close. You know, Andy, you know, we already know he's in the asylum and he actually lives near it, and it's just kind of weird that, you know, it's just kind of together. It's also kind of weird because in Curse he lived in an apartment, but in this film he kind of like, he moved his location, and it might have been because of the whole Nika thing. The tone of this film was actually kind of strange. Like, it was horror. It was like, you know, it was really like creepy jump scare. There was one part in the film where Chucky had like an interaction with one of the patients, and the patient is like schizophrenic, so she thought she was just seeing him. And Chucky's reaction to that was just priceless. What he says, he just like, he walks away, but it's what he says that's hilarious. I can't say it because I don't want to spoil anything. But their reactions in this film are really fun. The whole, where he's flipping her off, you know, by that gravesite, it is nothing. Like, I thought that was like towards the end of the film. It's like in the first part, you know? Like, Chucky's introduced fairly quickly, which is awesome. He's like, our Chucky, like the Chucky we know, is introduced right off the bat, like in the first 10 minutes. Nika, she doesn't know whether she's crazy or not. The doctor like will like, the doctor, dude, the doctor is so, oh my god, when Chucky's like, and I thought I was sick, you have no idea, man. This doctor is, wow. Like, remember when I said that Chucky does something to the doctor 2 times? It's because those 2 times the doctor are doing something. It's really, like, what is this doctor doing, bro? It's crazy. The gore in this movie is, Jesus, it is really the worst. Like, it is, some of the gore in this movie is ridiculous. Like, there's so much of it, bro. The acting was actually really good to me. The quality of the film was amazing. It doesn't even seem like a low budget movie. She's not in it for very long, but her presence is felt. You know what I mean? It's like, Tiffany went a way that I didn't even know. Like, her role in the movie, you won't expect what it is. The Tiffany doll does actually play a role. Kind of. Not really. Like, it doesn't really play a role. It's only in it for, like, you know, a few minutes. But, like, I'm not saying that she comes alive or anything. I'm just saying, like, in terms of how, like, how much you see the doll with Jennifer. Whenever Chucky does the, like, the Ade Dewey Dimbala kind of thing, they kind of, like, skip it. Like, you just hear him say Ade Dewey Dimbala, and then before, like, the lightning and everything, you know, it just kind of skips, fast forwards a little bit to like the outcome, I guess. The way that he explains how he's able to like do the multiple dolls, it's just kind of weird that there's a thing, Voodoo for Dummies, where anyone can just learn how to do what Chucky's doing, you know what I mean? I don't know, I just wish that there was a more better explanation on how he learned how to do certain things. 2 things that I really still don't get is Adam, the officer kind of guy. I don't really get how he's really afraid of Chucky in this movie. They don't really explain why he's afraid of him. He just kind of is. And Claire is such a bitch. Like, she's so bitchy, man. It's like, stop being a bitch. She deserved to die, honestly. This film was just a really good mix of horror, comedy. There's a little bit of comedy, not a lot. Jump scares. I'm going to give this film a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason that it doesn't get a 10, there were just some things in this film that were just kind of confusing, and they're probably going to, you know, say it in the next one, but there was just some things that weren't very clear to me. There was 2 things in the film that happened that I don't even know why it happened. Like, Chucky does something at the end that I don't know why he did it. They did change this movie up a lot. This is not like any other Chucky film at all. They changed it up. They do new film techniques. They do some things that you've never seen in a Chucky film. I've almost forgot. There was one thing that Nika does in this film. It completely, like in my head, I was like, there were two things in this movie with Nika that in my head I was gonna call it out, but I didn't in the video. I was gonna call it out. I was gonna be like, this is about to happen, and then it happened. The way that they walk in this film is smooth. It's not bad, you know. It's actually pretty good. They move very well. I was surprised. Well, I think that's all I have for the non-spoiler review. The spoiler review will probably come the day that Chucky comes out. Of course, with some other videos. I was going to do like a 9 days of Chucky kind of thing, where I upload a Chucky video every day, like theories and everything. But I don't really see a point now.